but we are one in a welcoming heart right here and right now. How we choose to live our lives looks different day to day, but we are one as we sing this song right here and right now. We let love open the way. Faith always guides us. We say yes, yes, yes to the day. Welcoming each other is not about being the same. It's living love and singing along with the spirit of the day. We may dream a different dream and dream things our own way, but we are one in a dream of peace right here and right now. You may love the sunshine and I may love the rain. The rain's okay too. But we are one as we stand together right here and right now. We let love open the way. Faith always guides us. We say yes, yes, yes to the day. Welcoming each other is not about being the same. It's living love and singing along with the spirit of the day. We let love open the way. 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 Faith always guides us. We say yes, yes, yes to the day. Welcoming each other is not about being the same. It's living love and singing along with the spirit of the day. We let love open the way.
Hey, Lightworkers. You know, in the unity tradition, in fact, in most spiritual traditions, we talk about having faith in the divine. We have faith in that, whether you call it God or creative source or divine consciousness. We have to have faith in that and how it works through us and into our lives. But to do that, we also have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves in order to participate with life. Otherwise, when life is responding to our desire and presents us with opportunities, we might ignore those. We might think, oh, that's wishful thinking. I could never do that. That's what might happen when we don't believe in ourselves or trust ourselves to do something, even though we really want to do it. Charles Fillmore says this: the mind of the spirit will guide you in perfect ways, even in the most minute details of your life, if you will let it do so. There's the if you will let it do so. So spirit is at work in our lives all the time. It's always responding to us. And it doesn't have to just be the big things. We can also ask for guidance, even in the tiny little day-to-day things. It's there to make life better for us on every level. But we have to do our part. We have to be able to believe in ourselves. So we will listen and act on the inspiration, on the ideas, on the guidance that present themselves to us. And this is how we contribute to a greater good. This is how we contribute to not just our good, but anybody who crosses paths with us. So none of this is selfish. Asking Source to work through us to make our life happy and fulfilling, it is not selfish at all, because it will affect other people. I recently saw an interview with Sharon Stone, and she's so spiritual. She's really a spiritual person. She said this, that we are divine messengers. We are divine messengers, but it's not like how you think. We're here to share something of ourselves, but also we have obstacles we must overcome. That's what she said. Okay, that we are divine messengers and we have obstacles we must overcome. It turns out that obstacles are part of the process. If we don't overcome these obstacles, we're not going to be able to contribute what we have to contribute. So she also shares the metaphor of how we are each a contributing piece of this puzzle of all humanity, right? A contributing piece of the puzzle, all of us. I had an experience when, back in the 90s, I had a beautiful puzzle. It was like a 2,000 piece puzzle. And it was by the artist John Wyland. And he used to do these beautiful Hawaiian seascapes, the ones that had all the beautiful sea creatures. And I put this puzzle together day by day. You know, it took me a while. When I was getting ready to finish it, I realized there was one piece missing. And I remember thinking, why did I even bother? Why did I even bother? If someone gave me a puzzle and they said, yeah, it has a couple pieces missing, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even do it. Luckily for me, like I did look around. I looked around in my living room and on the floor and everything. I didn't find it. But then I went outside and I was just out there with my dog and I happened to spot that puzzle piece in the grass. It had some weather damage, but I just squished it back together, took it inside, and I popped it into my puzzle. And there was that last little click of everything coming together, and I had fulfillment. Okay, I was like, okay, there. Now it's done. Now it is done. But see, you can see how this could be a metaphor for how we are all connected. And all of these pieces work together. Without all the pieces, without our piece, without your piece, without your participation, without your contribution, then this puzzle of humanity is not whole. It will remain incomplete. We cannot be whole without everyone doing their part. We are divine messengers, all of us. And that's our part. That's the part we play to be a divine messenger in our life. Because we are all creating, we're all participating in the creation of something big. And that is heaven on earth. And when I say heaven on earth, I'm using Charles Fillmore's, description of it. And it just means having a life of harmony, where our thoughts are aligned with the thoughts of divine consciousness. We create heaven on earth. It's a life of harmony. It's a life of getting to show up as the version of ourselves that brings us the most happiness and fulfillment. So right here and now, I want to talk about the importance of believing in ourselves and how it's imperative to our ability to be a divine messenger, right? To do the things that we can do. But I also want to talk about how we overcome this obstacle that is part of our process of being a divine messenger. So we are divine messengers. And this is not about religion. It's not even about spirituality. It is about what we bring to this world. It's about what we bring into our life that enriches our life and the people who cross our path. And it comes through our message, what we have to share. It comes through our being the best version of ourselves. And The best version of ourselves is the version of ourselves that can create a life of happiness and fulfillment and makes the choices to do so. So there's a few components to this best version of ourselves, right? The best version of ourselves, first thing it does is it keeps promises, right? We keep promises to ourselves and to other people, and we do what we say we will do. Now, when we keep a promise and we do what we say we'll do, we are in integrity with our inner being, right? We're aligned with the divine within us. This gives us more creative energy. Okay, when we constantly ignore the things that we want to do, when we constantly put ourselves on the back burner, we don't follow through on things, we actually lose vital life force energy. So, first thing is we keep our promises to ourselves and others. We do what we say we'll do. Okay, next, number 2 is when we're the best version of ourselves, we don't wait for conditions to be perfect, and we don't wait for things to be perfect. We just create, we listen, we act, we participate with life, right? So we do that. And then the third thing we do is we believe in ourselves. We believe in ourselves. We know we can make choices that create a life of happiness and fulfillment. Now, when we're the best version of ourselves, this gives us a level of confidence, right? A higher level of confidence. And when I say confidence, I am not talking about, like, if you imagine like the world's most famous public speaker, I'm thinking Tony Robbins, okay? Maybe you're thinking somebody else, but Tony Robbins he has a swagger, right? He has a swagger. He'll run out on stage to AC/DC playing in the background. Now, Tony Robbins may be a very confident person, but that demonstration, that's not confidence. That's performance. That's performance. If the only way I could be a confident person was to do that, I would never be able to claim I had any confidence, right? I have no swagger. I have no swagger. Even though I wouldn't mind having an AC/DC song as my life theme song, it'd be okay. Actually, this is what real confidence is. It's quiet. It's quiet. It is when in our heart, spirit, soul, we can say, I don't need to be liked because I already trust myself, and I trust what I'm doing, and I trust what I am sharing. I trust what I am sharing. I had somebody ask me recently, like, how do I get up in front of people and speak without being terrified? And I did feel scared when I first started doing it, way back in the 90s. But she was in particular asking because I had recently, me and my band, we got to go to a center and do the music, and I gave the talk, and it was for a group of almost 80 people. It was a pretty good sized group for me. Okay. But I was telling her that I am not afraid, but I might get a little nervous if it's for a new group, but it's the kind of nervousness that just kind of amps me up to that right level. And I'm not afraid because I trust my message and I trust our music. We practiced and I knew what I was talking about. So I was not afraid. So we believe in ourselves. We believe in what we do. We believe in what works within us. And you can call that whatever you want. You could call it your inner alchemist or your inner magician. Some people call it the higher self. More often now, I call it my soul or source within me. But it's whatever you want to call it, God, the Father. It's that part of us that inspires us and it guides us. Now, being the best version of ourselves is what leads to our being able to be authentic, to be our authentic self. Now, I know this idea of being authentic, it's become a very trendy term. It has become a very overused term. And often people have this idea, and I used to believe this, but the idea was, okay, I'm going to be my authentic self. And that means I have to find the right place to be where I can be safe. Because being our authentic selves, it does open us up to our greatest challenge. It opens us up to our greatest challenge, which I'm going to talk about here in a second, okay? So when we believe that our authentic self means finding a safe space to be, okay, find the right group to join, right? And a like-minded group or an online space where we can go, where we are safe, where people appreciate all that we have to offer. No one judges us. They just let us be who we truly are. We join a safe space that gives us permission. Gives us permission. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, in the like-minded communities, you think, well, that's where I'll be safe. In a community where we're not really like-minded, that's where we'll be unsafe. But I will say the most judgment I have ever received has been in a like-minded community. All right. And when I have presented to a community where I didn't think we had a lot in common, I was appreciated. So we just can't say that. We can't count on that. We can't count on safety. Authenticity is not about safety, and it is not about permission. That would mean someone else is our controller, our puppet master. We become a non-player character in our own game. So this is our biggest challenge that we face. Thinking someone else knows better about what we should be doing in our lives. I mean, think about that. Does somebody know better what you should be doing with your life? Do they know better what your dreams are? I mean, our biggest challenge to living in our truth and believing in ourselves is the person who is not living in their truth, not finding their own fulfillment, and instead just seeks to knock you down and get you to submit to the status quo, right? That's who our biggest challenge is. When someone is not living in their purpose, they don't want others to shine. They don't. And I actually do know how this works from the inside. Okay. I've experienced it, but I've also participated in that. I used to be part of a kind of a spiritual / musical group like 10 years ago or something. And there were some people there that would participate that I envied. I did envy them. Now, I was a judger. I would be judgy in my head. I was not outright heckling anybody, but I sure was not like having an open, joyous experience. I was seeking approval and I was not getting it. I was clearly in the wrong group. I just didn't know it because I was trying so hard to seek approval and I was not shining my own light. I was not shining my own light. So I couldn't do anything but judge. Now there is a spiritual teacher from the 70s, 80s named Carlos Castaneda. And he is from the Toltec shamanism tradition. And he would call the heckler or the judge the petty tyrant. Okay, the petty tyrant. Now he said that facing the petty tyrant strengthens us and gives us the fortitude to move forward and live the life of our dreams. Facing the petty tyrant gives us fortitude to truly live our truth, to live that life of happiness that we want to live. Now, I've been heckled. I have been heckled. And that was kind of funny. It was back when I had been into massage therapy for just a couple years, and I was invited to give a talk, and it was to a big group in a local community, and there was a lot of people there. It was the biggest group I think I've ever been in, and I was just to talk about the benefits of massage. Now, I was terrified as a speaker because I had only had 2 other experiences, and they were both in a perfectly safe space. Everybody knew me, and nobody was going to be mean or make fun of me. But here I'm in a huge room full of people who don't know me. And so I'm talking about the benefits of massage. And of course, there's a heckler in the back. And what he was saying is what you would expect someone to say if they were going to heckle a massage therapist. Okay, it was exactly what you would think. Now, I was terrified in my heart. I was having a panic attack. But I trusted what I knew. I trusted what I was saying. I trusted what I had to share. And I trusted myself to convey the information because I knew it very well. I had experience as a massage therapist. So I was terrified inside, but I looked right at him and I just invited him. I just said, hey, we have our first volunteer. And I invited him up front with me. I sat him in a chair. I massaged his neck and shoulders while I finished giving my talk. And then after I was done, I asked him to stand up and share his experience. And of course, going forward, he was on my side and he was my biggest promoter. Okay. So I grew stronger because of this. I overcame an obstacle that might have terrified me so badly, might have hurt me and made me feel ashamed so much that I may never have gotten up and talked in front of a group again. Okay. And I'm going to share something with you. When we live our life out loud, there will always be someone who wants to take you down a notch. Okay, because those people who are not living their lives, who are not shining their own light, not taking responsibility, that's what they do. They want to knock everybody else down a notch. They want to keep others from shining their lights. But living our life out loud gives us the opportunity to prove ourselves. When we face the heckler, when we face the judge, when we face that petty tyrant, gives us the opportunity to prove ourselves. Okay, now here's one more thing. The heckler, the judge, the petty tyrant, it's not just the actual people in our lives or the people online. It's also this. We have to pay attention to this too. It is the voice in our head. Okay, when we want to start something new and that we hear that, who do you think you are? You can't do that. People will talk about you. People will make fun of you. That's not a good idea. That's just wishful thinking. And that voice is just hoping we'll give up and stay in our comfort zone. Okay, but this is going to show up, right? Whether it's the voice in our head or the person in real life or the person online, they will show up every single time we up-level our game. And we will have to prove ourselves again. Are we willing to live and die to share what is important to us to share? Are we willing to live and die for this life of happiness and fulfillment where we are creating? Every time we face the heckler, we demonstrate our willingness to prove ourselves even when it feels really, really hard. And it's through this process that we learn confidence because we trust ourselves and we trust what we have to share. And an added benefit is that it teaches us to not take things so personally. We realize after a while of doing this, we realize it's not about us. It's about them. It's about the petty tyrant and how they are not showing up to their life. Okay, so that's another gift. Okay, now here's our affirmation. I'll say it and then we can say it together. I trust myself and I trust what I have to share with the world. I trust myself and I trust what I have to share with the world. I trust myself and I trust what I have to share with the world. We are all divine messengers and we are here to share the gifts of our spirit. Charles Fillmore said this: we must learn to let go, to give up, to make room for the things we have prayed for and desired. The things we are letting go, the things we are giving up, are just the things that keep us from believing in ourselves. Waiting for conditions to be perfect, worrying about what people might think, seeking permission and approval, that is the stuff that we are letting go of to make room for the things we desire to create or experience. So here's an invitation we can ask ourselves, like as we go through our week. Am I feeling good about how I'm showing up right now? Okay, how are you feeling about how you show up right now? Am I feeling good about how I'm showing up? Or am I waiting for conditions to be perfect? Am I seeking approval? Am I asking permission? Am I needing permission from someone who's not even willing to work on their own life? Is that what I'm doing? Am I waiting for acceptance from someone who's not even doing their own stuff? Or Do I believe in myself right now? And do I believe in what I have to share? Do I believe in what I can call forth through me right now? Am I ready to make those choices that will create a life of happiness and fulfillment? Am I willing to face the obstacle of the petty tyrant so that I have the fortitude to do greater things? Because this is how we are creating heaven on earth. So until next time, remember, you are divinely designed to be doing all of this. It is in your divine DNA. There is a force working through you that creates worlds. Okay, the force that put the galaxies into their spin and inspires the wee acorn to grow into a mighty oak tree. That's what's at work in you right now. You are a one-time, one-of-a-kind cosmic event. In everything you do, you are blessed. And so it is. We'll see you next time. The song is called A Hand for a Hand, in parentheses, the Tom Petty song. A hand for a hand, that's the plan for this world. A smile for a smile lights the way. But so many days, it's such a hard, hard world. So many tears along the way. A heart for a heart, that's the plan for this world. Belonging to each other lights the way. But so many days reaching out, just loneliness. Where is the smile to light the way? There I was in the dark with Tom Petty in my head. Don't fade on me, run down that dream, he said. When the waiting is the hardest part, just listen to your heart. Together we can learn to fly if we don't back down and fly hand in hand. A hand for a hand, that's the plan for this world. And a song or a sign may guide the way. Sometimes what reaches out is just a heart in disguise, with a song sung from a soul that knows the way. And there I was in the dark with Tom Petty in my head. Don't fade on me, run down that dream, he said. Waiting is the hardest part, just listen to your heart. Together we can learn to fly if we don't back down and fly hand in hand. All right, if you listened all the way through, know that you bless me. You bless me in every way. You have a really amazing day, and we'll see you later.